Yeah, right off the bat, I want to say that Hugh Jackman should get awards, nominations, and wins for his portrayal of Logan/Wolverine, because this guy has been so fucking committed for so long, for 2 fucking decades. And has he ever gotten a nomination for his role? His commitment for this? The physicality, the emotion, the rage, the ADR sessions that he does.
Oh, fuckers.
What is the point of awards but to nominate people of excellence? And Hugh Jackman has showcased that for 2 decades. What is the point of those award shows if you're not going to nominate someone like Hugh Jackman for doing all this stuff? He is putting a performance into this that is of the same type of quality that he would in the movie Prisoners. A straight, serious drama that you would see in the Oscars being nominated. This guy deserves fucking awards for what he's done, for what he's accomplished. And not just through the years, but yes, you can also do that. Straight up just talking about some of these scenes in Deadpool Wolverine, of him performing these very emotive and serious moments and emotions.
Motherfucker, I wish I could say you die alone, but it's one of God's best jokes that you can't die, except it's on all of us! Well, you got nothing to say, mouth?
Alright, so what is the draw of this movie? The draw is to see these characters together, Deadpool and Wolverine, and those cameos. I'm not holding back in terms of who appears in this. I mean, at this point, everyone knows. I did not like how they brought in Johnny Storm and fucking offed him so easily and gratuitously. It was unnecessary. I didn't like it. I would want to see that character. Some people are going to say, oh, they mentioned it in a meta joke where the budget is ballooning. And it's like, okay, you don't have to kill him off still. Don't kill him off. You can still utilize him for another iteration or another appearance. So they have a meta joke about Hugh Jackman's divorce. How about they do a joke about Ryan Reynolds being once married to Black Widow? How did they not do that? They could have really capitalized on that weird time when Ryan Reynolds was married to Scarlett Johansson.
How do you fuck that up?
Seeing Wesley Snipes back as Blade was near to the point where it felt like he was almost stealing the film.
There's only been one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade.
You really are reminded of how great he is in that role and how much you missed him. Give him another movie, like a standalone movie. I'm sure he's filled with more appreciation for that role and not going to be difficult as he used to be on Blade Trinity, which was a fiasco and a huge letdown.
He would only answer to the name Blade. You couldn't call him...
He would only answer to Blade?
The Blade, yeah. And after a while, he resorted to just he would communicate with Post-its that he would give to the director, and each one he would sign Blade.
But it actually took me until I did a live stream on Off the Cover Thirsty Thursdays. Angry Badger reminded me that they were in Blade Trinity together.
Wesley didn't like Ryan during the shooting of Blade.
Oh, holy shit!
I remember Ryan was Cannibal King.
Yeah!
Wow.
I
Blade Trinity, right?
about that.
And they reconciliated after that, but they kept everyone that public feud going. So he texted
That's
him and
so
said, "Hey, you
funny.
want to be Blade?" And Wesley said, "Yeah, if you can make it happen."
It just made my brain explode. I don't know why I didn't make that connection when I was seeing the film. Maybe it's because Ryan Reynolds' face is covered so much and not seeing those two side by side with their own faces, and he had the mask on. That's probably why I didn't make that connection.
You sure about that?
So that was really cool to see that they were back together. But just most of all, just to see Wesley Snipes back in this role was cool to see. And they each get to do something. You know, Channing Tatum is Gambit, the never before seen but was almost made Gambit character. Everyone gets to have a moment, and they do that very well. Seeing Gambit do his thing and actually see what he's capable of in terms of his skills and his powers. Oh, that's what he does, I thought. That was cool. Cool. Jennifer Garner is here. Even though Garner's Elektra movie was not good, I do think that did have the best iteration of her uniform. It looked the best, I think, in that. They should have brought that back. The color, the way that the design is, it's much better. So the biggest qualm that I have, it's how Reynolds is deciding to portray the character and what he's saying to people. He's now pushing this kind of these overly sexual verbal advances towards people where he wants to make people think that they want to sleep with him.
That guy knows what I'm talking about. His clothes say middle management, but his eyes say fucky fucky.
That was not the case. Go back and watch the first, which I did after I saw Deadpool Wolverine. He does not do that. He makes jokes, yes, innuendos, but he's not implying that he wants to have sex with everybody that he encounters. That is not something that he does. He actually is monogamous to Vanessa. If he's hitting on other people and exchanging sexual dialogue with others and implying that he wants to have sex with them and they want to have sex with him, how does that pair well with him trying to get back with Vanessa? It just mitigates and actually degrades any feelings that he has for her. Again, which is why I think this character has run its course. I think they should just leave this alone. This should be the last Deadpool movie. Leave it alone. I know it's really tough for you, Disney and Marvel, but I know you can do it. I know you can have a closed trilogy, leave it alone, be done. In addition to that, Reynolds ups the ante when it comes to the quips in Deadpool Wolverine, and there's near to no pathos comparative to what he had in the first film. When you look at the first film, that holds a great balance of comedy with drama. This is about a character who's dealing with cancer, and he actually takes it seriously. Yeah, he deals with the circumstance sometimes with humor, but you see instances in which he's taking it fucking seriously, and you see the pain that he's going through. The emotional and physical pain that he's going through. You don't see that in the second, and you don't see that in this third movie. So that was a disappointment. So the draw for me is not really to see Deadpool again. It's to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. The best fucking scene in the movie is the variant Wolverine search montage. You get to see Henry Cavill as Wolverine. You get to see the small version of Wolverine that, I think I'm more familiar with the older X-Men through arcade games and some of the cartoons on like Saturday morning. But yeah, in my recollection, I do remember Wolverine being a bit shorter in the past and in the 90s, but it's never bothered me to have a tall Wolverine like Hugh Jackman. The most annoying thing in the film for me was that Deadpool dog, the dog pool. Yeah, that kept coming back and repeating. I really wanted that gone. That was just annoying. Every time, it popped up like 3 or 4 times. That dog is unnecessary. It's not funny. It's not cute. It's a point of just slowing down the pace of the movie. Yeah, a lot of the comedy in the first film has visual gags, visual comedy.
Tell me where your fucking boss is, or you're gonna die in 5 minutes!
In this third film, I can't recall there being any visual comedy. It's all dialogue reliant, and that's a downside for me. Again, seeing these legacy characters together on screen is the reason to see the film. If they make another Deadpool movie just on his own, Deadpool blah 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 blah, and characters that we don't really know about, I'm not really interested to see that, because I think that character has run its course. And he's not going to be able to fit in future Marvel films with other characters that are going to be PG-13 films, unless you bleep everything that he says. As a cameo, yeah, you can pull it off, but not as a main character. And that's one of the reasons why they have him trying to induct himself into the Avengers, with Happy doing an interview with him. Which it would have been a cool sequence if they had showed him trying out for the Avengers and him fucking failing terribly. But they don't. They just keep it to one sequence in an office, which goes on a little bit too long. But that's how they could have justified the length of that topic in that scene. Show some cameos with some Avengers of him trying out with them and them not getting along and him fucking up their process or the way things go. I actually adopted that suggestion from my wife. She came up with that idea of, why didn't they have a sequence in which he was trying out with the other Avengers? My wife came up with that. Yeah, it's a fun movie. Everybody is underscoring how fun the movie is.
This is fun!
And it is. So just go ahead and have a good time. Look, there are a whole bunch of other nitpicks that I can have about the plot. Like, that's something I'm not even gonna get into because that's not the point of the movie, but there are things that are confusing about the plot that it's just a vehicle. It's just a vehicle to get these characters together. And all right, I'll look past it. I'm not even gonna talk about it because it's just that's not the point of the thing. So just go and have a good time, right? That's it.